अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुह। उम्मीद है आप तमाम अहबाब खैर खैरियत से होंगे। आप सबको एक नई लाइव स्ट्रीम में खुशामदीद। आप सबसे दरख्वास्त है, जितने भी लोग स्ट्रीम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो उनसे दरख्वास्त है कि स्ट्रीम को लाइक शेयर करते जाएं ताकि कुरान के साथ लगाव रखने वाले जितने भी हमारे बहन भाई हैं उनको हमारी लाइव स्ट्रीम पहुँच जाए। तो चलिए आगाज़ करते हैं। कल के सबक में हमने सूरह बकरा की 35 आयत 35 आयत पढ़ ली थी। इंशाल्लाह टुडे वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम आयत नंबर 36 onwards। क्या कोई ये बता सकता है कि वीडियो क्वालिटी और वॉइस क्वालिटी कैसे आ रही है? बेहतरीन है? जी शुक्रिया। तो चलिए आगाज़ करते हैं। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। فأزلهما الشيطان عنها فأخرجهما مما كانا فيه وقلنا اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات فتاب عليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم قل اهبطوا منها جميعا فإما يأتينكم مني هدى فمن تبع هداي فلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأوفوا بعهدي أوف بعهدكم وإياي فارهبون وآمنوا بما أنزلت مصدقا لما معكم ولا تكونوا أول كافر به ولا تشتروا بآياتي ثمنا قليلا وإياي فاتقون ولا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل وتكتموا الحق وأنتم تعلمون وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة واركعوا مع الراكعين أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم وأنتم تتلون الكتاب أفلا تعقلون واستعينوا بالصبر والصلاة وإنها لكبيرة إلا على الخاشعين الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقو ربهم وأنهم إليه راجعون يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين واتقوا يوما لا تجزي نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها شفاعة ولا يؤخذ منها عدل ولا هم ينصرون وإذ نجيناكم من آل فرعون يسومونكم سوء العذاب يذبحون أبناءكم ويستحيون نساءكم وفي ذلكم بلاء من ربكم عظيم وإذ فرقنا بكم البحر فأنجيناكم وأغرقنا آل فرعون وأنتم تنظرون وإذ واعدنا موسى 40 ليلة ثم اتخذتم العجل من بعده وأنتم ظالمون ثم عفونا عنكم من بعد ذلك لعلكم تشكرون وإذ آتينا موسى الكتاب والفرقان لعلكم تهتدون وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم إنكم ظلمتم أنفسكم باتخاذكم العجل فتوبوا إلى بارئكم فاقتلوا أنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم عند بارئكم فتاب عليكم إنه هو التواب الرحيم وإذ قلتم يا موسى لن نؤمن لك حتى نرى الله جهرة فأخذتكم الصاعقة وأنتم تنظرون ثم بعثناكم من بعد موتكم لعلكم تشكرون وظللنا عليكم الغمام وأنزلنا عليكم المن والسلوى كلوا من طيبات ما رزقناكم وما ظلمونا ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون وإذ قلنا ادخلوا هذه القرية فكلوا منها حيث شئتم رغدا وادخلوا الباب سجدا وقولوا حطة نغفر لكم خطاياكم وسنزيد المحسنين فبدل الذين ظلموا قولا غير الذي قيل لهم فأنزلنا على الذين ظلموا رجزا من السماء بما كانوا يفسقون صدق الله العظيم. चलिए अब हम इसका इजरा करते हैं और जो भी तजवीद का कायदा आएगा इंशाअल्लाह उसको लगाते हुए ही आगे चलेंगे. فا زبر فا همزة زبر أ فأ زالام زبر زل فأزل لام زبر لا فأزل ها بيش هو فأزله ميم شين زبر مش فأزله مشين يا زبر شي فأزله مشي قا كلا زبر طا فأزلهما الشيطان نون بيش نون فأزلهما الشيطان عين نون زبر عن अब देखें नून साकिन के बाद हरूफ हल्की है तो इजहार करेंगे, नून को क्लियर पढ़ेंगे मुंह से. आन है अलिफ जबर है, आन है अलिफ मद्दा दो अलिफ के बराबर खींचेंगे. फ जबर फ हमजा ख जबर अख फ अख रा जबर रा जब भी रा के ऊपर जबर और पेश हो तो उसको पुर पढ़ते हैं यानी मोटा करके. फ अख रा जीम जबर जा फ अख रा जा हा पेश हो मीम अलिफ जबर मा अलिफ मद्दा فأخرجهما मीम मीम जेर मीम मीम अलिफ जबर मा मीम मा मीम मुशद्दद जहाँ भी आएगा उस पे गुन्ना होगा. whenever there is tashdid over meme we have to do gunna, and gunna means to hold the sound of meme or noon in the nose for two alif. مما كاف ألف زبر كا نون ألف زبر نا both are alif manda, so we have to stretch the sound of kaf and noon up to two alif. كانا فا يا زير في يا مدا, when ya has sukoon and before ya there is there it called ya mada and we have to stretch up to two alif the sound of fa. في ها زير هي فيه فأزلهما الشيطان عنها فأخرجهما مما كانا فيه. वाव ज़बर व, क़ाफ लाम पेश कुल, वक़ुल, क़ाफ को मोटा पढ़ेंगे, वक़ुल, नून है ज़बर नह, वक़ुल्नह, वक़ुल्नह, बा ज़ेर बी, वक़ुल्नह बी, क़ा पेश क़ू, क़ू, वाव madda. When there is sukun over waw and before, when waw second is followed by pesh, it's called waw madda, and we have to stretch the sound of waw madda up to 2 counts. وَقُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا وَقُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا. Ba ayn zabar ba. Ayn is throat letter and it will read from the middle of the throat. Ba. Ba. Dad pesh bu. Ba'du. Kaf mim pesh kum. Ba'dukum. Ba'dukum. Lam zer li. Ba ayn zabar ba. Li ba. Dad do zer din. Li ba'din. Li ba'din. Now here you can see after tanween there is throat letter, so we have to do izhar, and izhar means to read tanween clearly from mouth. We don't have to hide the sound of this. Okay, li ba'din din, ayn zabara'a, dal waw pesh du, waw do pesh wun, aduwun, aduwun. وَقُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا بَعْضُكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ عَدُوٌّ. واو زبر و، لام زبر لا، ولا، كاف ميم بيشكم، ولنكم في فلام ذي في ولنكم في همزة را زبر أو. Whenever there is sukoon over ra, whenever ra second is followed by zabar, it will read boldly, and whenever ra second is followed also by pesh, it will also read like we have to read it boldly. Okay, fil bon zirdi, fil ardi, mim sin pesh mus, ta zabar ta, musta, qaf ra zabar qar, mustaqar, mustaqar, waw do pesh rum, mustaqarrun, mustaqarrun. Now here ra, like we have to read it twicely, also wow twicely, because there is tashdid, a tiny w, it is called tashdid. Like here both are tashdid, so here ra mushaddad, whenever there is tashdid over ra, it called ra mushaddad, and it is waw mushaddad, so both ra and waw we have to read it twicely. First we have to combine qaf with ra, like qaf ra zabar qar. Now combine ra with the next one second time, and waw first time. Okay, musta ra waw do pesh rum, mustaqarrun, waw zabar wa. Now waw again, mustaqarrun wa. Now here you can see the rule of idgham. Rule of idgham is we will apply here, because whenever there is a yarmalun letter and before it there is tanween, so yarmalun letter, there are 6 yarmalun letters, and they are ya, ra, mim, lam, waw and noon. Whenever these 6 letters are followed by noon sakin or tanween, here waw is following by tanween, here is tanween, so we have to do idgham with gunna. Okay, idgham with gunna. So the rule is that whenever yarmalun letters are followed by tanween or noon sakin, we have to do idgham. If 4 of them, like ya, noon, mim and waw, if these 4 are followed by noon sakin or tanween, we have to do idgham with gunna. And if lam and ra, the remaining 2 letters, if these 2 are followed by noon sakin or tanween, then we have to do idgham without gunna. Like idgham without gunna means that we will do idgham, like we will merge the sound of tanween into waw, but we will not hold the sound or hide the sound in the nose. And idgham with gunna means that we have to merge the sound of tanween or noon sakin into the next letter, and we also hide the sound hold the sound in our nose also. So here idgham with gunna, because ya, ra, like ya, noon, mim and waw. If these four are followed by tanween, so here waw, we will do idgham with gunna. Like mustaqarrun wa, mustaqarrun wa, mim zabar ma, ta alif zabar ta, mata عين دو پیش عن متاع حمزہ زیر ای لام کھڑا زبر لا إلى متاع إلى. Here tanween is like throat letter is followed by tanween, so we will do izhar. Like izhar means to read tanween or nun sakin clearly from mouth. متاع إلى إلى حيا زر حي. Here this is ya madda, and ya madda is stretched up to 2 counts. Why it is ya madda? Because ya madda rule is ya madda is such like such a ya when ya has sakun and before ya it is there. Like I mean whenever ya sakin is followed by zir, it called ya madda, and we have to stretch the sound of a letter which is behind ya, and here it is ha, so we will stretch it up to 2 counts. حين ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين. فا زبر فا، تا زبر تا، فتى، لام قاف زبر لق لق because تشديد. قاف کھڑا مد زبر قا، فتلقى فتلقى. I'm stretching the sound of qaf up to 3 alif because here qaf has khada zabar which equals to alif madda. So whenever there is hamza, sakin or tashdid, so here is hamza, so I'm defining hamza. Whenever hamza is followed by a madda letter, we will stretch up to 3 counts if both are not in the same letter. So hamza and the alif madda is not in the same letter, so it will be stretched up to 3 counts, and it called madde munfasil. hamza khada zabar a, dal zabar da, آدم ميم بيش مو آدم فتلقى آدم ميم رازر مر. Why I'm skipping noon? Why I'm not pronouncing noon? Because here is the rule of idgham. Rule idgham is that like there here idgham without gunna is applying here. Like what is idgham without gunna? Whenever your maloon letter is followed by noon sakin, we do idgham, and idgham means that we will skip or we will merge this, like the sound of noon sakin, and we will combine mim with ra because of idgham. And idgham is the rule is that whenever yarmaloon, ya, ra, mim, lam, waw and noon, whenever these 6 letters are followed by noon sakin, we do idgham, and idgham means to merge noon sakin, like to skip noon sakin. So here is ra. So there is another thing in idgham. Whenever 4 letters of yarmaloon like ya, noon, mim and waw, whenever these 4 letters comes after noon sakin, so we do idgham with gunna. And whenever the remaining 2 letters lam and ra comes after noon sakin, we do idgham without gunna. Idgham without gunna. So here idgham without gunna, we will skip noon, we combine mim with ra, and we do not hide the sound, we do not hold the sound of ra in noon, like meow meow, like this. Okay, like we will read like mim ra zir mil mil mil, ra ba zabar rabb ba zir bi mir rabbi, ha khadi zir hi, 2 counts, mir rabbihi कैफ जबर का, लाम ज़ेर ली, कली, मीम खड़ा जबर मा, कलिमा, ता दो ज़ेर तिन, कलिमातिन, कलिमातिन. Now I'm doing like kalimatin. I'm like ending the sound in my nose because of ikhfa. The ikhfa rule is that whenever tanween, here is those here it's called tanween, whenever kasratain or dhammatain or fathatain or noon sakin, whenever ikhfa letters come after tanween or noon sakin, we do ikhfa. So there are 14 letters of ikhfa. 14 letters of ikhfa. Like now I will explain which 14 letters are ikhfa so you know very easily. So there are 6 throat letters, okay? Hamza and ha, Ain and ha, then Ghain and Kha. These 6 are throat letters, okay? Your Malun letters like Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Waw and Noon. These are your Malun letters. Ba and Alif. Your Malun, okay? Your Malun letters, throat letters. So whenever these 6 doesn't come after Noon Sakin and Noon Tanween, or these 6 doesn't come after Noon Sakin or Noon Tanween, and these 2, we do ikhfa. Then we do ikhfa. Okay? So whenever there is no throat letter, or there is no Yarmalul letter, or there is no Ba and Alif, comes after Noon Sakin or Noon Tanween, we do ikhfa. We do ikhfa. When we do ikhfa? When there is no throat letter, when there is no throat letter, when there is no Yarmalul letter, or when there is no Ba and no Alif. These, when there is no letter from these 14 letters, we do ikhfa, okay? 6 throat letters, 6 Yarmalul letters, Ba and Alif, we do ikhfa. Now here is Fa, okay? Here is Fa. So find, is Fa from throat letter? No, answer is no. Is Fa from Yarmalun letter? Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam. No, we didn't find Fa. Ba and Alif? No. So whenever these 14 letter doesn't come after Noon Sakin and Tanween, we do ikhfa. And ikhfa means to hide the sound in your nose for 2 counts. Like how we read Kalimatin, Kalimatin. Fa zabar fa, ta alif zabar ta, alif madda, 2 alif, fanta, ba zabar ba, fanta ba, ain zabar a, lam ya zabar lay, alay, ha zirhi, alayhi, فانطلقا آدم من ربه كلمات فتاب عليه. Hamza noon there in, noon zabarna in. Whenever there is tashdid over noon, we do gunna, and gunna means to hold the sound in the nose for 2 alif. Inna, ha ulta pesh hu, innahu. Stretch the sound of ha up to 2 counts because ulta pesh is equals to waw madda, and we have to stretch it. Innahu, ha pesh hu, waw ta zabar wat, ta waw zabar taw, hu wat taw, waw alif zabar wa. Innahu huwa tawwa, innahu huwa tawwa. Bara pesh bur, bur, Ra will be read boldly. Wa zabar ra. Huwa tawwabur rahim. Mim zir إنه هو التواب الرحيم إنه هو التواب الرحيم قاف لام پیش قل قاف is read boldly نون ها زبرنه قلنه ha is from chest letter like ending throat. Ha is read from the end of the throat where our chest begins. So قلنا بازر B طا pesh طو waw madda. When waw sakin is followed by pesh, we do such waw is called waw madda, and we stretch it up to 2 counts. قلنا بطو mim noon zer min izhar letter rule is applying here because throat letter is followed by noon sakin. So we do izhar, and izhar means to read the letter clearly from the mouth, not from the nose. Like we do not hold or we do not hide the sound in our nose. Next one. Ha alif zabar ha min ha Jim zabar ja, mim ya zir mi, ya madda. Why it is ya madda? Because whenever ya sakin is followed by zir, like whenever ya sakin is followed by kasra, it's such ya is called ya madda, and we have to stretch the sound of a letter which has zir, which has kasra. Jami ain do zabar an, jami'an. قل اهبطوا منها جميعا فا زبر فا همزة ميم زير ميم ألف زبر ما فإما غنى rule. Whenever there is tashdid like tiny w over meme, we do gunna, and gunna means to hold the sound of meme in the nose for 2 alif. فإما يا همزة زبر يا تازيتي يأتي يا نون زبر ين غنى نون زبرنا. Again tashdid is like here, like same here. Tashdid is whenever there is tashdid over noon and meme, we do gunna, and gunna means to hold the sound in the nose for 2 alif of noon and meme. يأتين كاف ميم بيشكم كاف ميم بيشكم. Okay, why? Because here is idgham with gunna. Why? Like here, why I'm doing idgham with gunna here? Because whenever a letter ya, noon, meme or waw, ya, noon, meme and waw, whenever these 4 letters come after meme sakin, or we do idgham with gunna. Okay, so idgham means to merge the sound of the first letter into the second one in such a way that the sound of first letter doesn't remain. So I merge kaf into meme in such a way the sound of this meme doesn't remain. Kum, okay. يأتينكم ميم نون زير من نون يا زير ني. Again tashdid gunna rule. Whenever there is tashdid over noon, we do gunna, and gunna means to hold the sound of noon and meme in the nose for 2 alif. يأتينكم مني ha pesh hu. Ha is read from the ending throat, like from the chest. So we like how we have to read hu, ha pesh hu. Dal do zabar dal, hudan. Hide the sound of dal in the nose for 2 alif, because here is ikhfa letters. Okay, ikhfa letters. I told you that whenever there is noon sakin, whenever noon sakin is not, whenever noon sakin doesn't, whenever these 12 letters, okay, these 14 letters, sorry, whenever these 14 letters, hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha, which called throat letter, which, and ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, noon, these called yarmaloon letters. Whenever throat letter and your noon letter or ba and alif doesn't come after noon sakin or noon tanween, then we do ikhfa. Like here, noon sakin, and after noon sakin, here is ta. So please find, is ta from throat letter? No. From your maloon letter? No. Ba and alif? No. So whenever these 14 letters doesn't come after noon sakin and noon tanween, so we do ikhfa. And ikhfa means to hide the sound in the nose for two alif. تا زبر تا، با زير بي، تبي، عين زبر ع، تبيع، ها بيش هو، دال ألف زبر دا، هدى، يا زبر يا، هدايا، هدايا. Alif madda. Whenever there is zabar or fatha before alif, we have to stretch it, called such alif called alif madda, and we will stretch the sound of the fatha letter up to two alif. Hudaya. Fa zabar fa, lam alif zabar la, fala, fala. Fa is pronunciated from the lips. Okay. Fala. Whenever like the edges of our front top teeth come like touch the lower lip, it's dry place, so fa is pronunciated. Fala, khaw zabar khaw, khaw, fala khaw, fala khaw. It is waw lean. Whenever fatha is followed by waw sakin, whenever waw sakin is followed by fatha, it called waw lean. Whenever waw sakin is followed by fatha or zabar, it called waw lean, and waw lean is stretched quickly and softly. Quickly and softly. Khaw, khaw. Fado pesh fun izhar rule, because throat letter is followed by tanween. So izhar means to read fa clearly, to read tanween clearly from mouth. Khawfun, fun, do not hold the sound in the nose or hide the sound in the nose of this, because there is throat letter after tanween. Tanween means do zabar, do zer, or do pesh, or noon sakin. Fala khawfun, ayn zabar a, lam ya zabar lay, lay. It is also ya lean. It is wawlin. Whenever waw sakin is followed by zabar, it called wawlin. Whenever ya sakin is followed by zabar, here ya sakin is followed by zabar, so it called yali. Both have like same thing. Zabar, zabar, ya sakin, waw sakin. Letters are changed, so their name are changed. Here is waw sakin and here is ya sakin, so it called wawlin. Behind is zabar. Here it is called yalin because it is ya sakin, and behind it is zabar. So we have to read wawlin and also the yalin quickly and softly. Khawfun alay, alay, khawfun alay, ha mim zirhim, alayhim, alayhim. Waw zabar wa, lam alif zabar la, wala. It is alif madda. Whenever there is fatha is like alif is followed by fatha, we have stretched the sound of zabar or fatha letter. So stretch the sound of lam up to two counts. Wala, ha mim pesh hum, ya ha zabar yah, za zabar za, wala hum yahza, noon wa pesh nu, yahzanu, noon zabarna, yahzanuna. Now read the full ayah. قل اهبطوا منها جميعا فإما يأتينكم مني هدى فمن تبع هداي فلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. ولام زبن لام زبر لا ولا ذال يا ذي والذي يا مدة and zal is from like soft letters. There are three soft letters and soft letters are zal, wa and tha. Zal, wa and tha. Here is zal. And zal has zaid, and before zaid there is ya sakin. So whenever ya sakin is followed by zaid, it's called ya madda, and stretch the sound of zaid or kasra up to 2 alif. والذي نون زبرنا والذين والذين كاف زبر كا فا زبر فا كفا را پیش رو كفروا واو مدة. Waw second is followed by pesh. It's called waw madda. Stretch the sound of pesh or dhamma up to 2 alif. كفروا واو زبر و كاف ذال زبر كذ ذال زبر ذا كذ باو پیش بو كذبوا كفروا وكذبوا با زیر بی همزه کھڑا زبر بی alif madda. Stretch it up to بی یا کھڑا زبر یا بی یا جی طلحہ خان what you are saying وَكَذَّبُوا yeah it is وَكَذَّبُوا بآية تازيتي نون ألف مد زبرنا بآياتنا. I'm stretching the sound of noon up to 3 alif because of madde munfasil. What is madde munfasil? Whenever madda letter, here is alif madda. There are three types of alif madda letter. Alif madda, waw madda and ya madda. Here is alif madda. What is alif madda? Whenever there is fatha behind alif. Whenever alif is followed by fatha or zabar, it's called alif madda. Okay, so here after madda, here is hamza. So the conditions of madde munfasil are fulfilled. Like madda and hamza both are whenever these two things come together, so we do mad. But where we do mad, the bigger mad and the smaller mad. So when these two things come in the same letter, we do big mad. And when these two doesn't come in the same letter, we do smaller mad, which called madde munfasil. So these two here, madda letter and sabab mad, which are three things, hamza, sukoon and tashdid. Here is hamza. So when these two doesn't come in the same letter, we do madde munfasil. And madde munfasil is stretched up to 3 alif. Bi ayatina hamza pesh u لام کھڑا مد زبر لا حمزہ زیر ای اولائی. Now you can see here lam has khada zabar which is equals to alif madda. So and after alif madda hamza comes in the same letter. Okay, here alif madda but hamza is not in the same letter, so we do smaller mad and which is called madde munfasil. But here khada zabar which is equals to alif madda. So after alif madda hamza comes right after alif madda and both are in the same letter, so we will do the bigger mad and which called madde muttasil. Madde muttasil, and it is stretched up to 5 alif. So stretch the sound of lam up to 5 alif. Ulai kaf zabar ka أولئك همزة صاد زبر أصحى كرا زبر حا أصحى بانون بيش بن نون ألف زبرنا أولئك أصحاب النار. همين پیش هم. فا ya zed fi ya madda. Whenever ya sakin is followed by kasra or zed, we do it. Such ya is called ya madda, and we will stretch the sound of kasra or zed letter up to 2 counts. Thank you, Talha Khan, brother. Thank you. May Allah make everything easy for us, and especially Quran, the learning of Quran. And may Allah make the reading of Quran better for us. Hum fiha. Kha khada zabar kha. Lam zer li. Khali. Kha has khada zabar, which is equals to alif madda, and alif madda stretch up to 2 counts. Khali. Dal waw pesh du. Waw madda. Whenever waw sakin is followed by pesh, it called waw madda, and it is stretched up to 2 alif. Khaliduna. Hum fiha khalidun. Ya khada zabar ya. Ba zabar ba. Ya ba. Noon ya mad zerni. Ya bani. Ya bani. Now here you can see I am stretching the sound of noon up to 3 alif because of madde munfasil. When we do madde munfasil, whenever madda letters, whenever sakoon, hamza or tashdid sorry, whenever sakoon, hamza or tashdid comes after madda letter, okay, here is ya madda, so here is hamza and here is ya madda. So hamza is followed by ya madda, and both are not in the same letter, so we do madde munfasil and stretch the sound of noon up to 3 alif. Ya bani. Hamza sin zer is ra. Alif mad zabar ra. Ya bani Isra. Hamza ya zer e. Now you can see hamza is followed by alif madda, and both are in the same letter. Hamza is followed by alif madda, and both are in the same letter, so stretch the sound of ra up to 5 alif. Ya bani Israila. Lam zal zabar laz. Kaf pesh ku. Israila. Ku ra pesh ru. Noon ain zer ni'a. Mim zabar ma. Ni'ma. Ain throat letter, center of the throat. It is read from the center of the throat. Ni'ma. Ta zer ti. Ya lam zabar yal. Ni'mati yal. Lam zabar la. Ni'mati yal. Ta ya zerti. Ta ya mad zerti. Ni'mati allati. Hamza noon zabar an. Now here you can see hamza is followed by ya madda, but like both are not in the same letter, so we will do madde munfasil, and this the stretching limit of madde munfasil is up to 3 alif. So stretch the sound of ta up to 3 alif. Ni'mati allati an. Am ain mim zabar am. An'am. An'am. Ta pesh tu. An'amtu. Here you can see throat letter is followed by noon sakin, so we do izhar. Whenever throat letter is followed by noon sakin or tanween, we do izhar, and izhar means to read this sound of tanween or noon sakin clear from the mouth, not to hold, not to hide in the nose. An'amtu. Ain zabar a. Lam ya zabar lay. Alay. Alay. Here you can see ya sakin is followed by zabar. It called such ya called ya madda, and ya madda is read like we have to read ya madda quickly and softly, quickly and softly, like alay, alay, kaf mim pesh kum, alaykum, alaykum. Waw zabar wa, hamza waw zabar aw, wa aw, waw leen. It is ya leen, ya sakin is followed by zabar, and here waw sakin is followed by zabar, it called waw leen. Ya sakin is followed by zabar, it called ya leen. Quickly and softly, quickly and softly. Okay. Alaykum wa aw, fa waw pesh fu. Now it is waw madda. Okay. It is ya leen, and this one is waw madda. This one is waw leen, and this one is waw madda. Whenever waw sakin is followed by zabar, it called waw leen, and whenever waw sakin is followed by pesh, it called waw leen, waw madda. Waw leen and waw madda. Leen is read quickly and softly, and madda is read like we have to stretch the sound. وأوفوا بازر بعينها زبرعه بعه دال يا متزر دي بعهدي. Now Hamza is followed by ya madda, and both are not in the same letter, so we will do madde munfasil, like stretch the sound of dal up to 3 alif. بعهدي Hamza waw pesh u, waw madda, waw second followed by pesh. فازر في أوفي بازر بعينها زبرعه بعه دال زر دي بعهدي كاف ميم بيشكم بعهدكم بعهدكم واو زبر و همزة يا زر إي يا ألف زبر يا وإيا يا زبر يا وإيايا وإيايا فا زبر فو ها زبرها فرها باو بشبو فرهبو نون زدني فرهبوني. Now we'll read the whole line. يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأوفوا بعهدي أوف بعهدكم وإياي فارهبون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. جزاك الله. So this will be enough for the day. Inshallah, tomorrow we will start from ayah number 41. Make sure, inshallah, we will start the stream right on 6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, inshallah. So make sure to come in the next stream. I mean 8 o'clock. Inshallah, in the live we will recite we will start to recite the new para number 7, inshallah. So make sure to like, share and subscribe my channel, and inshallah we'll meet after some time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.